Hi dear students. Welcome to my YouTube channel Nobel Creator. Fill in the blanks with suitable answer. 1. At the end of First Anglo-Maratha War Salbai Agreement was signed between the Marathas and the British. 2. The subsidiary alliance system was implemented by Lord Wellesley. 3. The Governor-General who integrated Punjab into the British Empire was Lord Dalhousie. 4. The doctrine of lapse policy was implemented by Lord Dalhousie. 5. Explain the reasons for First Anglo-Maratha War. Answer. The Marathas instilled Shah Alam II back on the throne of Mughal Empire in Delhi. Shah Alam II was under the care British after the defeat in Buxar War. Now, the emperor gave Kora and Allahabad to Marathas, which he had earlier given them to the British. This resulted in the enmity between Marathas and the British. During this period, the death of Maratha strongman Madhav Rao Peshwa was a major setback to Marathas. Though his brother Narayan Rao came to power, he was murdered by his uncle Raghobha. This resulted in the infighting for the Peshwa post. The Maratha Federation brought Madhav Rao II of Narayan Rao to the post of Peshwa. Upset with this development, Raghobha approached the British for support. The British thought of exploiting this situation in their favor. Initially, though Marathas gained upper hand, later they had to lose Allahabad to the British. The Maratha Federation, unable to sustain the war with the British, finally entered the Salbai Agreement and ended the war. 6. What were the conditions under subsidiary alliance? Explain. Answer. The conditions of subsidiary alliance. 1. The Indian king had to keep the British army in his kingdom. 2. The concerned state had to bear the expenses of the army and the wages of soldiers, and also had to give certain revenue lands as well. 3. The king has to have a British resident in his court. The Kingal could not appoint any other European without the permission of the British. 4. In order to enter any agreement or pact with any Indian government, the permission of the Governor-General was mandatory. 5. In return of all these services, the company would offer protection to the state from any internal or external aggression. 6. The British could place Indian state under their control through this policy, and the maintenance of the army became easy. 7. Explain the Third Anglo-Maratha War. Answer. Third Anglo-Maratha War. The Maratha families tried their best to protect their independence and honor. Even the Peshwa attempted to free himself from the clutches of the company. The Peshwa attacked the British residency in Pune and burnt it down. Appa Sahib of Nagpur and Malhar Rao Holkar rebelled against the British and were suppressed ruthlessly. Finally, Peshwa Baji Rao fought against the British at Koregaon and Ashti and later surrendered to the British. The British abolished the Peshwa post and granted a pension to Baji Rao too. They installed Pratapa Singha, the descendant of Shivaji, as the ruler of Satara, a minuscule state, and named him as the traditional leader of Marathas and suppressed the Maratha resistance. 8. How did the doctrine of lapse support the expansion of British Empire in India? Answer. 1. Dalhousie was introduced doctrine of lapse policy in 1848. 2. This policy supported to British Empire in India to expansion. According to this policy, whereby the adopted children of Indian kings were refused to their right to throne. 3. If any Indian ruler dies without children, their adopted children had no legal right over the throne. 4. Such states gets merged with the British Empire. 5. Dalhousie used this policy as a political weapon. 6. This policy not only the princely families, even ordinary people who sympathetic to these kings rebelled against the company. 7. Princely states like Satara, Nagpur, Jaipur etc. came under the 9. Which were the states that came under the doctrine of lapse policy? Answer. Princely states like Satara, Nagpur, Sambalpur, Udaipur, Jhansi, Jaipur came under the doctrine of lapse policy.